Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Friday, November 7th, 2025. I'm Rana Nakram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. The government says Guyanese without a bank account will not be denied access to cash grants, as officials explore new ways to make payments easier for all citizens. Go Invest urges British companies and the Guyanese diaspora to invest in Ghana's booming economy and emerging industrial sectors. Housing Minister Colin Kroll says fraudsters are using new tactics to target housing applicants and is urging citizens to report suspicious activity to help curb the scams. And Guyana has topped the Caribbean once more at both the CSEC and CAPE examinations, with Queen's College students Mahisa Budu and Sarah Khan recognized as the region's highest achievers. Following an announcement by President Irfan Ali that the government intends to make cash grant payments digital, Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo is assuring that Guyanese without a bank account will not be denied access to cash grants, since officials are exploring new ways to make payments easier for all citizens. During his weekly press conference yesterday, Dr. Jagdeo announced that financial technology, or fintech, and e-banking are being considered to improve access to cash grants. Fintech includes apps like PayPal, Zelle, and MMG. Dr. Jagdeo stressed that Rule 1, including residents in hinterland areas, will be excluded.
Even people who live in guns, the most remote parts of our country, or say barometer. So not just coastal areas. So this is where fintech, internet banking, mobile banking is important. And that's what we are working on aggressively to see whether through the taxation system we can encourage people to provide that service.
He explained that while banks are not available in every community, central locations will have terminals to allow citizens to collect their funds more easily.
So say the 5 sub-districts in Region 9, they can all have like a central area where people can go, like Letem, Anai, Karasabai, or Aishalton, or one of those places. And then they can come to those areas and do banking transactions. You're not going to be able to have full-fledged banks, but those kinds of units. So that's where, when the president urged people to set up the bank account, we're hoping that more and more people will be doing this. And then it's easier for us to put money. You don't have to go and join a line.
Dr. Jadi added that the government will address past complaints, particularly in areas like Region 1, where some residents weren't able to cash checks during the last distribution, ensuring targeted solutions and full inclusion for all. During the same press conference, the Vice President explained that government is moving ahead with discussions as well as implementing strategies to advance migration policy in an effort to keep the country safe. According to Dr. Jagdeo, a number of impactful issues regarding migrant policies are currently engaging the interests of the government.
We've already started a few years back putting together the project that is being implemented right now that will register every migrant, but also every other citizen, and we'll have their biometrics. So every person in Guyana will have a card with biometrics there, facial recognition, everything there on it.
Dr. Jadi added that the government will closely monitor the system to track both citizens and non-citizens. A national card will play an important role in the social lives of residents and migrants alike.
If you don't have that card, hard to survive in this country. You can't be working because the employers, people who employ you, will face serious penalties when they check their workers and they don't have that card. To open a bank account, you need a card of that nature. To remit money to another country, because some people send money back home, we're here, you'd need that card.
He also highlighted plans to introduce 4,000 facial recognition cameras to identify people through biometrics, and said the government is considering laws to define migrants' rights. While encouraging migrants to work in Ghana, Dr. Jagdeo stressed that the country's social fabric should remain intact. He also called for national debates on residency, voting rights, and other related issues. Chief Investment Officer and Head of Go Invest, Peter Ramsarup, has urged British companies and the Guyanese diaspora to capitalize on Ghana's expanding investment opportunities. Speaking at the British Chamber of Commerce Guyana BritCham Business Forum in London, Ramsarup highlighted the country's rapid economic transformation, driven by oil and gas, but focused on building a diversified, sustainable economy. He noted that the nearing completion of the gas-to-energy project will significantly reduce energy costs, benefiting manufacturing, food processing, and exports. Emphasizing the diaspora as strategic capital, Ramsrup said their expertise and global networks are key to connecting Ghana to international markets. Reaffirming President Irfan Ali's vision, he described Ghana as an emerging industrial and logistics hub, pursuing inclusive, sustainable growth. The forum, which included corporate presentations and networking, also highlighted that Ghana is now the UK's largest Caribbean trading partner, accounting for nearly 30% of regional trade. The Ministry of Housing says it is increasing efforts to tackle illegal squatting across the country. Speaking on the Starting Point podcast, Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell emphasized that while the government continues to provide avenues for affordable housing, there is no justification for new cases of squatting. Citizens now have access to several government programs designed to help them own property legally.
There's absolutely no excuse for any new squatting, absolutely none. Because of government's program that you have in place to address home ownership and the opportunity to have your own space, there's absolutely no need.
Minister Kroll added that the ministry will soon begin stricter enforcement measures to address ongoing cases.
So when you see us over the next few weeks, we will be ramping up in terms of enforcement. So yes, I know they'll have some protests, etc., but we have to arrest this situation, and it's not a case that we are not being providing the access and means. And so certainly some of it, and then you have, as I said, the legitimate ones who are waiting to be addressed. So it's not that we're giving priority over the other, but all has to be addressed, and all we're doing that on simultaneous.
He reassured the public that the government remains committed to fair and legal access to land, ensuring all citizens benefit from the housing programs in place. When returned, housing officials warn of rising scams. The Aviation Authority launches a probe after an aircraft lands off runway, and Ghana celebrates top CSEC and Cape performers.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back. We begin this segment with a warning from the Housing Ministry about new and evolving land allocation scams targeting applicants. Fraudsters are using increasingly creative tactics to target persons applying for house lots, according to Housing Minister Colin Crowell. He's urging citizens to report any suspicious activity to help clamp down on corruption in the sector. Speaking on the Starting Point podcast, the minister said the Ministry of Housing has intensified efforts to strengthen transparency and eliminate fraudulent schemes.
Actually, we've been working very closely with the Guyana Police Force, and we also have an arm within the Central Housing and Planning Authority for investigative work to be done in this regard. We do have complaints sometimes, and this is investigated.
Kroll highlighted ongoing scams involving fake land allocation letters, bogus receipts sent through MMG, and individuals impersonating ministry staff. He noted recent cases in Region 3 where residents received fraudulent phone calls claiming they had been allocated house lots.
Every week, there's some complaint of somebody being duped on somewhere, or for example, recent one was MMG. Person messaging to say, kindly, through MMG, you're being allocated, please deposit your money through MMG. So that's one means. You have sometimes, we've had a case where the persons came in front of the ministry, pretending maybe they have some contact. They went into the ministry, just came out back, the person's in the car, and somehow creating that they have that connection.
However, the minister said some victims hesitate to provide statements, making it harder to lay charges. Despite this, several perpetrators have been prosecuted with police support. Cole reiterated the ministry's commitment to transparency, stressing that collaboration with law enforcement remains key to protecting citizens. The Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, GCAA, has launched an investigation into an incident involving an Air Services Limited Cessna 208 Grand Caravan, registered as 8RTHR. The incident took place yesterday near Lumipao Primary School, where the pilot landed the aircraft in a non-designated area and subsequently took off from the said area. The GCAA in a statement said the aircraft has been grounded and the pilot has been suspended pending the outcome of the investigation. Air Services Limited has been notified that an investigation has been initiated. The GCAA has reiterated that it is dedicated to ensuring thorough examination of the circumstances surrounding this incident to uphold the highest standards of aviation safety. Guyana has once again topped the Caribbean at both the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate (CSEC) and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination (CAPE), the Ministry of Education announced. The Caribbean Examinations Council named Queen's College students Mahisa Budu and Sarah Khan as the most outstanding performers in the Caribbean at CSEC and CAPE respectively, recognizing their exceptional discipline, dedication, and talent. Education Minister Sonia Parag praised the students for upholding Guyana's proud academic legacy, attributing the country's success to the resilience and excellence of its students and educators. The ministry also commended teachers, parents, and school administrators for their role in supporting national educational achievement. Other top performers included Danish Cholaram of Swarovski Vidya Nikatan, who excelled in business, and Queen's College students Rachel London and Samara Monroe, who topped humanities and sciences respectively. Additional outstanding subject performers will be announced as Guyana continues to celebrate its students' excellence. Guyana has been elected to the Executive Board of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, during the organization's 43rd General Conference in Uzbekistan. Guyana previously served from 1983 to 1987 and 1993 to 1997. This position enables Guyana to participate in shaping global policies in education, science, culture, and communication among UNESCO's 194 member states. Education Minister Sonia Parag, addressing the conference, reaffirmed the government's commitment to academic equality and inclusion, highlighting initiatives to expand access to quality education and promote cultural preservation and creative industries. President Dr. Irfan Ali also reiterated Guyana's dedication to Sustainable Development Goal 4, ensuring inclusive and quality education for all. He outlined ongoing efforts to close educational gaps through curriculum reform, expand the use of information and communications technology (ICT), improve tutoring, and increase access to learning resources. The election strengthened Guyana's voice in advancing global cooperation, built on intellectual and moral solidarity. When we come back, support grows for the development of girls' football. Top golfers gear up for the Banks Beer Cup, and record-breaking viewership for the Women's World Cup final.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Night News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. MVP Sports stepping up to support young female footballers. The store has joined forces with the Petra organization to sponsor the 2025 Girls Under-11 Pee Wee football competition, further strengthening support for female youth development in the sport. The tournament runs from November 15 to December 6 at the Ministry of Education ground, with 16 primary school teams competing in a round-robin stage before moving into knockout play. Chief Executive Officer Ian Ramdio says grassroots competitions like this are essential for nurturing young talent and creating future pathways to regional and international opportunities. To encourage excellence both on and off the field, prize packages will go towards school development projects. The champions will receive $100,000, while second and third place will earn $75,000 and $50,000 respectively, along with trophies and medals. Through the sponsorship, MV Sports says it aims to boost participation, build confidence, and help expand the foundation of girls football across Guyana. The Luznanan Golf Club will host the Banks Beer Cup Golf Tournament this Sunday, with tee-off set for 8 a.m. The 18-hole event will be played under the medal play format and will feature both local and regional golfers competing for a range of prizes. Players will vie for awards in categories such as Best Net from first to third place, overall Best Gross, Ladies Best Net, as well as nearest to the flag on Hole 4 and longest drive on Hole 5. The Banks Beer Cup is one of the most anticipated fixtures on the local golfing calendar, supported by Banks DIH Limited. The company, which began in the 1840s and has since grown into a major Guyanese beverage and manufacturing conglomerate, is well known for brands such as Banks Beer. Through events like this tournament, Banks DIH says it aims to encourage friendly competition, healthier lifestyles, and national pride across the sporting community. The 2025 Women's One-Day International ODI World Cup Final in Navi Mumbai has made history, both on the field and on the screens. India defeated South Africa to claim their first ever Women's ODI World Cup title, and the match drew record-breaking viewership across the country. According to ESPN Cricinfo, the final reached 185 million users on Jio Hotstar and another 92 million viewers on Connected TV. That matches the audience numbers seen for the Men's T20 World Cup finals in 2024 and 2023, placing the women's game firmly on equal ground in terms of national viewership. In total, the tournament reached 446 million digital viewers in India, surpassing the combined digital audience of the past 3 Women's World Cups. Earlier in the tournament, the India-Pakistan group match set a then record of 28.4 million viewers for a women's international match. The D.Y. Patil Stadium was also packed to its full 39,555 seat capacity as fans celebrated India's historic victory on home soil. Still ahead, strong financial performance from Answer Merchant Bank, global climate tensions ahead of COP30, and Denmark moves to restrict social media access for children. Welcome back. Answer Merchant Bank is reporting a significant rise in profit this year. The NT has recorded a profit after tax of 152.5 million Trinidadian dollars for the 9th month ending September 30th, 2025, a 28.3% increase compared to the same period last year. The banking segment, which includes Answer Bank, Answer Merchant Bank Barbados, and Answer Wealth Management, recorded a 12.2% rise in profit before tax to $85.8 million. This was driven by growth in retail, commercial, and private wealth services. Meanwhile, the insurance segment, including Tatil, Tatil Life, Call Fire, and Trident Insurance, posted a 45% increase in profit before tax to $129.4 million, helped by strong investment returns overseas. Chairman Norman Sabga noted that both the banking and insurance arms maintain strong credit ratings, with Carrie Chris and AM Best reaffirming their stable outlooks. He added the group remains focused on service excellence, expansion, and sustainable growth. Governments heading to the COP30 Climate Summit in Brazil are preparing for potential disruption from the Trump administration, even if no U.S. officials attend. The White House has indicated it will not send high-level representatives after President Donald Trump dismissed climate change as the world's greatest con job. Still, the U.S. may spend negotiators at any point before it formally exits the Paris Agreement in January. European officials say they are preparing for multiple scenarios, including the U.S. attempting to influence outcomes from afar. The concerns stem from what happened recently at the International Maritime Organization. At that meeting, countries were close to adopting the world's first global carbon-free on shipping, a move aimed at cutting emissions in a sector responsible for nearly 3% of global CO2. But the Trump administration intervened, warned that supporting countries could face new tariffs, port fees, and even visa restrictions. Several governments backed down and the deal was delayed for a year. Now, some fear similar tactics could be used at COP30. Others say global unity will be key to keep climate action on track, regardless of U.S. pressure. Finally, this evening, Denmark has announced a nationwide plan to ban the use of social media for children under the age of 15, in what officials are calling a move to protect youth mental health. However, parents will be able to grant permission for children aged 13 and 14 to access certain platforms under supervision. The decision comes after Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen warned that social media is affecting children's well-being, with Digitalization Minister Caroline Stage Olsen saying these platforms are stealing our children's time, childhood, and well-being. Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok are among the apps most commonly used by young people in Denmark, who spend nearly 3 hours a day online, according to recent research. A majority in Parliament has already signaled support, meaning the measure is expected to pass. Denmark follows countries like Australia, which impose similar restrictions for children under 16. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you next time for more Ignite News.